You are now listening to the Ron Paul Radio Network. Radio for the revolution.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm your host, Paco. You're back. Want to thank you if you're tuning in. I'm your host, Paco. You're listening to Occupy the Media. So, before the break, we were talking about Rick Perry endorses Mitt Romney now. So now that Newt Gingrich dropped out. But I was checking out some more articles. I came across this one on Yahoo. Yahoo must got a little bone to pick with us, yo. Yesterday I talked about an article where they did a little hit piece on Ron Paul. Looks like they got another one out. Headline is Ron Paul supporters need to sober up. This is at yahoo.com. So you know they about to talk some trash here. Let's see. And then there were two, sort of, with Rick Santorum suspending his campaign roughly 2 weeks ago and Newt Gingrich's recent announcement that he, too, will be dropping out. Ron Paul and Mitt Romney are the only competitors still standing. That is, if you consider Ron Paul's stubbornness and steadfast refusal to admit defeat in the face of impossible odds to be standing. You know, this person needs to get smacked, man. You know, I'm all about peace, though, so we ain't going to do that. But I'm just saying, man, I'm tired of people saying he can't win when he is winning. He's picking up the delegates. Why don't you want to talk about that? He's being stubborn because he's fighting for our freedom. It's people like this, man, that are fighting for the government and fighting for this destruction and oppression, man. If we didn't have people like this willing to do the work for the 1%, we wouldn't have to be worried about all of our freedoms being lost. Anyways, let's keep it going. In actuality, Mitt Romney became the de facto Republican nominee for president when Santorum exited the race. In actuality, that's false. But for some completely unapparent reason, Ron Paul and his campaign have refused to acknowledge what should be common and logical sense. Instead, they march onward with their futile and meaningless campaign while continuing to immorally solicit donations from their similarly blinded supporters. So now we're blinded supporters and upset because we continue to march on. Meaningless campaign. So we have a meaningless campaign, but yet Ron Paul is changing the discussion since 4 years ago more than anybody. The media recognizes that. Everyone recognizes that. This is just crazy. With Romney sweeping the latest primaries and Paul having yet to win a single one, which is wrong. He won Virgin Islands. Another nail has been hammered into the Paul campaign's coffin. Paul supporters need to realize that victory is not only improbable now, but downright impossible. The longer they continue to support Paul, the longer his eventual fall from grace and the harder his landing will be. If Paul supporters were really true to their name and loyal to the congressman, they should be encouraging Paul to drop out instead of continuing his sad swan song. Why would we encourage him to drop out if we're loyal to him? Whoever wrote this is ridiculous, man. This is that mess. Who reads this and actually says, you know what, they make sense? Oh my goodness. After decades of service to the country, Paul deserves a round of applause. Although he may be many things, a sellout, turncoat, or flip-flopper are not labels that can apply to the congressman. As a result, Paul deserves to leave in the same fashion in which he served his constituency. Namely, he deserves an honorable and dignified farewell. Ron Paul supporters need to wake up and drink some coffee as opposed to Kool-Aid and sober up to the reality that their man is not going to win. Not now, not ever, period. Their goal should now be to convince Paul of the same so that he may ride off into the sunset with his head held high. Now, if he's definitely the nominee, Romney, and Ron Paul ain't got a chance, then why is the race still going on? Why does he need to drop out for if Romney definitely has this? Why are you even acknowledging Ron Paul if he's not an issue? So this is Andy Wang on Yahoo. So you guys be sure to go up there and comment and let him know how you feel, because stuff like this, man, ticks me off when people just write whatever they feel whenever. And Ron Paul stays a gentleman, though, and that's good. It's working for him, man. That's why he's still in this race. That's why it makes it hard for the media to attack him. But I tell you what, man, Ron Paul is a good one because it couldn't be me. You know, I would be calling all these people out. Okay, so, you guys check that out, yahoo.com. Let's jump into the next article that I wanted to look at. And you know, it's funny because on Yahoo.com, there's another article right under it that actually speaks highly of Ron Paul. I think somebody wrote, Ron Paul is inspirational, not ignorant or stubborn, in which that sounds a little better. This guy also talks about how he doesn't necessarily agree. While I do not agree with most of his political stances, his overall message is something to remember. When people say stuff like that in the media, it's just so ridiculous. It's so easily to tell that they're just part of the system. They're just saying that. How can you not agree with most of his stances? I don't know anybody that can say that. If you say you don't agree with most of Ron Paul's stances, then more likely you're part of the 1%. Anybody that doesn't like Ron Paul, it's only a couple of things they may not like about him, and it's only because they're disinformed. You know, they're misinformed. They don't understand what it is they're talking about or what it is Ron Paul's talking about. You know, some people don't like him because of abortion, or they don't like him because he wants to cut welfare. You know, look. Couple of 1-2 issues here or there. But to say you don't agree with most of his stances, that means you don't agree with most of the Constitution, most of freedom. It doesn't make any sense, man. But nonetheless, hopefully they talked a little bit highly about him in this article, so you guys check that out. They both came out 17 hours ago. This one's by Vincent Popard. But I want to jump into this other article. Marine Sergeant Gary Stein gets other than honorable discharge over anti-Obama Facebook comment. So let's see here. A conservative Marine who started an Armed Forces Tea Party webpage has been given an other than honorable discharge for misconduct after declaring on Facebook, "Screw Obama. I will not follow all orders from him." Sergeant Gary Stein later clarified his remarks to say he wouldn't follow unlawful orders from the president and argued his online comments were protected by the First Amendment. I love the Marine Corps. I love my job, Stein told the Associated Press today. I wish it wouldn't have gone this way. I'm having a hard time seeing how 15 words on Facebook could have ruined my 9-year career. Today, Stein acknowledged the discharge on his Facebook page. Quote, "I have spent the last 9 years honorably serving this great nation and the Corps," Stein wrote. "Even though I will be discharged, no one could take the title of Marine away from me. I thank my family and friends for their support and love. Today is just the start of the rest of my life." The manner of discharge will hit Stein in the wallet, according to the Marine statement. A Marine being separated as a result of adverse conduct can receive an other than honorable characterization of discharge if the basis for separation is the commission of a serious offense, which is significant departure from the conduct expected of a Marine. The statement reads, Marines administratively separated with an other than honorable discharge are automatically reduced to pay grade E3 to become effective upon separation. The move is expected to mean Stein will not receive benefits following his 9 years of military service. His contract with the Marines was scheduled to expire on July 28th. And this is ridiculous. These whack politicians, the military-industrial complex, all these people that are involved, high up positions, you know, head of the Department of Homeland Security, all these high positions, these people that commit crimes, and they get paid out the yin-yang. They get paid tons of taxpayer money. Living it up. Private jets and all that. Meanwhile, these guys right here, these guys here to put their life on the line, 9 years serving, out there fighting for real, out there really, really putting their life on the line, fighting for the country. They get pay cut. He gets taken out of the service. It's what amazed me, but these chicken hawks making millions of dollars, though. Chicken hawks like Newt Gingrich. Anyways, I'm just flipping out right now. I'm Paco, your host. We're going to a break, so you guys be back. You're listening to Occupy the Media.
This national poll shows that Ron Paul is the best candidate that stacks up against Obama.
Well, Ron Paul wants to take away my Social Security, so I don't like him.
He's actually the only candidate that has a real plan to save your Social Security. Not only save it, but save the purchasing power of your monthly check.
Prices have been going up a lot lately.
We need to make cuts. Bring our troops home to protect our own shores and borders and rebuild our economy. Every other Republican candidate has proposed massive spending increases, not cuts.
And you say he can beat Obama?
He's got independents and young people coming out like no other candidate. The polls also show that he attracts some Democrats. It's time we start thinking about what kind of world we want to leave for the next generation.
Can make up my own mind, Martin. I don't need a lecture.